You remember this clown? The Pillow Man, the super ultra conspiratorially minded dimwit who relentlessly agitated and persisted in support of Trump's big lie that the 2020 election was stolen and fraudulent, who claimed, just like the Orange Menace did, that there existed incontrovertible evidence to prove it. But as we all know, there was no such evidence. There never has been, and there never will be. You know, the way reality tends to turn out. But of course, when it comes to dimwit imbeciles like the Pillow Man, reality is never going to stop them from acting like complete fools, and thus very frequently conspire against themselves by destroying their own businesses. And thus it is that this giant fool has seen his pillow business slowly degrade to the point that he now bemoans it might go bankrupt and disappear. Not to mention, he is also under extreme pressure through a $1.3 billion lawsuit from Dominion voting systems on account of all the lies he propagated following the 2020 election loss. And if we look back to see how Dominion punished Fox News for their lies, one begins to suspect Mike here is in for a pretty major hit as well. And all of this said, and as bad as it is, and as mendacious and stupid as this man is, we must also add how dangerously traitorous he also is, since we are all aware he was one of the geniuses that back in 2020, while roaming the White House, was suggesting that Trump should declare martial law as a pretext to keep himself in power as president. Of course, only Trump as president could ever allow dangerous goofballs like this to enter into the people's house for any reason. But that's just one more among many of the blatantly shameful actions the ex-president sleazebag will always be known and remembered for. Now, as for the Pillow Man, we only have a day of birth. No time of birth is known. The current transits show us why things are getting really rough. The Saturn cycle in early Pisces is still geometrically opposite his Mars, and Saturn hits in the context of payback for previous malfeasance do tend to be nasty. Mike also has a Venus-Uranus square at birth, and since Venus is in Taurus, this immediately points to money, and with transiting Uranus conjoining Venus to trigger that square this year and next, well, that cannot be good. Jupiter in Taurus heading to a station square itself in Aquarius is not good either. Plus, Pluto transiting over his Saturn as a destroyer of existing structures, including those that are financial, is even less so. Bottom line, 2023 is bad, 2024 is worse. But if we wait until 2025 and 26, then Mike will have to deal with Saturn entering Aries, which is going to mean a square to his Sun and Moon placements, which in this context almost always means going from the frying pan into the fire, particularly when you see the Sun and Moon squaring Eris at birth, so that the Saturn going through that sign can be particularly effective at raising chaos and discord. I remember mentioning in a video long ago the fact that Mike's Neptune Sun Mercury trine is a good aspect for a pillow peddler, since Neptune associates the Pisces, and Pisces is where you would go to pray and meditate. But it's also where we go to sleep at night. So pillows being pretty clearly in the arena of sleep would be a good choice to make a buck. But I'm afraid there may not be enough pillows in his warehouse, or possibly even the whole world, to help him get decent sleep over the next few years. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.